Hello, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the Phoenix Shogi Wars speedrun. Woo! Probably need to stop winning games because we're never going to get Shin Onigoroshi, the new demon killer, at this rate. I don't know. Maybe we will. I made a nice flowchart of, what I could play instead, assuming the game doesn't go the way I want. But I've been ignoring it. I guess we could try for Ibisha Anagama. I need to study some other strategies in case my opponent decides to play a move like this. Okay, go ahead and play Static Rook. Actually, let's play right 4th-File Rook. So, we're going to be a little bit sneaky. They're playing 4th-File, we'll play right 4th-File. So, the idea here is they push this pawn as a big weak point. You don't really want to play this opening if this pawn doesn't get pushed. But, it can work pretty nicely. Oh, you know what? I should have made Elmo. Oh well. It can work pretty nicely when they have pushed this pawn, and is particularly potent against 4th-File Rook. Mishken, right 4th-File Rook. So normally you need to involve the knight in this attack, but this silver hasn't come up yet, so I wonder if I could just go for it. If we push and they take... No, I want to get the bishop out of the way. So later on we might exchange bishops, and if they drop here, it's going to be a fork. So don't want that to happen, so we're just going to jump up to the edge, which is a technique somebody else from the Shogi Harbor Discord taught me. Yep, okay, so they push the pawn to stop me from jumping the knight, but here I think I can just trade pawns. This edge pawn isn't pushed yet. Oh, okay. This might be some kind of counter strategy I'm not familiar with, so... I guess we'll just see what happens. If we exchange, they'll either take with the... They might take with the knight to double attack this pawn. If I take the pawn, they'll exchange, and then have not the best shape. I could take with the king, though. They don't really have any crazy checks. Okay, so pawn or silver up. If I bring the silver up, I can target this pawn next. So I kind of like silver takes, even though it keeps this pawn in front of my rook. So I think we'll go ahead and take with the king. And then we can do Hidari Mino, which is left Mino. Okay, so I could take this pawn, but then they'll just... Actually, yeah, I could take this pawn. They'll drop a pawn on my knight's head, but then I can do the same to them, because the silver is getting in the way of the rook. Oh, okay, we're just gonna exchange knights. I'm gonna get this silver out of the way. I need to be very careful because my king's ear is exposed and bishop drop is incoming. Okay, if I take the pawn, the knight takes, and then my silver is like kind of out of the fight, right? I don't want that to happen. So, I guess I'll take the knight even though it lets their silver come up. It's fine. Okay, and then we'll slow down a little bit and make left middle. No effect? Really? Okay, fine. Oh, okay. fair enough. So, alright. I think they can make a dragon, but I can threaten the silver pretty big time. Or, even better, I can make a horse. Because now we have left Mino, and this is pretty hard on the side. Okay, we'll go ahead and make our horse. It's a rather unusual way to play right 4th-File Rook. They kind of countered me in a way I'm not familiar with. I haven't played this strategy in quite a while. Okay, so again, looking out for any bishop checks. I think we're okay here. Go ahead and advance the silver. Okay, I have this nice silver drop. After maybe I have a knight drop here or here. Okay. I don't know if I don't want them to make a token, so I'm gonna take. I'm not sure, I guess they're planning to maybe drop a silver or something in here. Yeah, okay. I don't know if this is really all that threatening to me. Come over here, they drop the knight. I guess they win the rook. My rook's not really doing anything, though. And their pieces will be over here, so... I think I'm, like, okay with this, actually. I could also just move up. If I move up, there's no weird bishop forks. They can drop the knight, I take the silver if they move the silver away.
5分
Let's make them drop the knight. And then I can still just scooch the rook up. Okay. So, I want... Well, no, we'll take the silver. That's fine. I want to get the dragon to be as ineffective as possible, but I think in this case needs a little more finesse. So we're gonna start trying to break down the high Mino. This gold is kind of the weak point of this particular castle. So I think I'm gonna drop here, and this also makes me a little less worried about, bishop drops. Okay, so gold comes back, drop silver, silver takes, knight takes, gold takes, and then the horse comes in. And if gold takes, knight takes, silver takes, the same thing. So here we go. We get two generals for a general and a knight. So not unlike the opposing rook game, we're actually in a decent spot. I'm just realizing... Oh no, if we win this game we'll have Migishken Bisha, and it'll be a weird way of doing it, but it'll be our thing, and that's fine for the speedrun. Oh no, oh this loses immediately. Oh man. That's... never feels good to win like this.
次はもう少し腕の立つ相手を当てんといかんの。
At least for me, it just feels bad. All right, let's go ahead and review. Someday we'll get to play New Demon Killer, but that day wasn't today. Okay, so we went ahead and played right 4th-File Rook. The idea with this strategy, if they don't put this pawn like they did, is let's say they made a move like this. You pull the knight up, and you want to get the bishop off of this file, right? So, let's say the bishop comes over here. This is like best case scenario, right? Take the pawn, you come in here, make a horse, and then you have this very nasty lance drop next, right? So this is like ideal scenario for right 4th-File Rook. Another possibility, actually, if the silver is back here, when the knight comes up, if they do this, then you can kind of still push in, because if they take, well, now you get a free bishop, right? So generally the idea with right 4th-File against swinging rook is you want to open up, push this pawn at just the right time to open up the bishop's file, and then win some material and make a horse. Some people will play kind of the lance up, like 4th-File Rook tends to do, like they did in another game. But this pawn push also is like fairly simple defense in a way. And then they actually opened the bishop before I got a chance to, and I think my response here was bad. Probably I should have just pushed the pawn, or maybe just traded bishops. Because here, you know, I've got two pieces now in front of my rook, which was really never the way you want to be playing. And then here, it should have been, you know, this file is wide open. I should just shift the rook back. You know, I wanted to show right 4th-File, but there's no reason to like commit your rook to a file and then never move it. A move like, you know, rook 8-2 would be perfectly acceptable here, which is why my opponent played more or less that move before I could. And here, maybe even something like a pawn 8-2 wouldn't really do much, because pawn 8-3, pawn takes, rook takes, and promotes. So, I don't know, maybe pulling the silver back. I think this move is okay. Yeah, I don't know. So actually I could at this point maybe drop the knight here, threaten to promote the next turn. And could maybe follow up with a bishop drop here or here or something. So, but things worked out. So here, this has been somewhat thematic of the past few games. I don't know what order I'll upload these in, but we have a pretty solid castle, and the enemy pieces are actually quite far away. So we don't need to worry too much about material in this position. So it's fine to trade our rook for a silver, because now they have only one attacking piece, which is the dragon. And they're out of pawns in hand, which means their attack is going to be worse. Here the gold comes back, because if it moves up, we basically can just come in and clean house with a silver drop 4-7. We can still kind of clean house with silver drop 4-7, and yeah, man, this was sad. Maybe this was a misclick. I really don't know, but and honestly, looking at this again, they might not have any defense here, actually. There's a proverb, no gold, no defense. If they had played a move like this, well, you know, I could play here, and then if they take silver, and then this position is Hishi. There's no defense that they can play here. If they try to push the pawn, I have this move. If they drop anything here, I can just take it. If they try to pull the dragon back to defend here, I can just promote the silver. So, even if they had dropped the silver there, we would still have Hishi. I don't really know. Maybe even just pushing this pawn would have been the best move. It doesn't look like a great move. Like, so this is the thing, right? In endgame, if our attack is faster than the opponent, material doesn't matter, right? We have basically a complete Mino here. The left Mino is a weak point, but it's otherwise intact. And so we can kind of just do whatever we want. Like, we hardly have to worry at all. We can just keep up our attack as much as we want. And the opponent can't do anything about it, right? They don't really have any immediate checks that go anywhere. So we can just keep attacking and attacking. And they have to spend all their pieces defending with. They don't have a golden hand either, which is really good news for us. But yeah, maybe pushing the edge pawn, trying to escape this way, but this also doesn't work because we have this move. So that's another way we could mate. If they had played here instead, let's see, I want to say this also mates, right? This is another Mino kind of technique. So if they take this piece, we have the gold drop, and that's mate. So they have to run this way, but then we have this very clever under promotion. And if they take this, we can mate this way. And if they don't take it, right, we have the same mate that we just illustrated. So yeah, I think actually no matter what they do here, they lose. You know, maybe like a rook drop even, I think, doesn't work. Yeah. Yeah, so I think actually at this point the game was already lost. So our castle destruction worked quite effectively. They had so even though they have big pieces, which should normally be very effective, they're not very good at defending. So if you can snag all the generals in their castle or get them out of the way, you win. And that's the lesson from today's game. Thank you, as always, to my gracious opponents. I appreciate the games.